Okay, so this is Module 5 and 6. The first one is Module 5. I don't remember the title. I didn't write it down, and neither the title for Module 6. But Module 5, this is being recorded for EM Henn, Introduction to Business, College Level Introduction to Business. These are the key terms for Module 5 and 6. It's on audio so that you can listen to it on the go like me. And here we go. This is the first time reading it, so anyway, here we go. Module 5. In angel investors. Individual investors or groups of experienced investors who provide financing for startup businesses by investing their own funds. Business plan. A formal written statement that describes in detail the idea for a new business and how it will be carried out. Includes a general description of the company, the qualifications of the owners, a description of the product or service, an analysis of the market, and a financial plan. Debt. Debt is a form of business financing consisting of borrowed funds that must be repaid with interest over a stated time period. Entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are people with vision, drive, and creativity who are willing to take the risk of starting and managing a business to make a profit or greatly change the scope and direction of an existing firm. Equity. Equity is a form of business financing consisting of funds raised through sale of stock in a business. Intrapreneurs. So you have entrepreneurs and intrapreneurs. Entrepreneurs who apply their creativity, vision, and risk-taking within a large corporation rather than starting their own company. So an entrepreneur is a person with vision, drive, and creativity who are willing to take that risk, but instead of making their own business, they do it within a large corporation. Small business. A business with under 500 employees that is independently managed, is owned by an individual or a small group of investors, is based locally, and is not a dominant company in its industry. Small Business Administration, SBA. A government agency that speaks on behalf of small businesses. Specifically, it helps people start and manage small businesses, advise them in areas of finance and management, and helps them with federal contracts. Small Business Investment Company, SBIC. Privately owned and managed investment companies that are licensed by the Small Business Administration and provide long-term financing for small businesses. Venture capital. Financing obtained from venture capitalists, investment firms that specialize in financing small, high-growth companies and receive an ownership interest and a voice in management in return for their money. So instead of interest, they don't collect interest, but they do ask for ownership interest in your business. Okay, so there's a few things that I see that need to be compared, which are venture capital. This is financing obtained from venture capitalists, investment firms that specialize in investing small, high-growth companies and receive an ownership interest and a voice in management. So they receive ownership interest and a voice in management. The other forms of investment financing, such as debt, a form of business financing consisting of borrowed funds that must be repaid with interest over time. So if you take on debt from a company, they're not getting a voice or an interest in your company, but you are paying them interest. And equity is a form of business financing consisting of funds raised through the sale of stock, i.e. ownership in a business. So maybe there needs to be more comparison between venture capital and equity. layman's terms, makes me think equity is something that's already been built. It wouldn't be a primary source of financing, where a venture capitalist maybe is a primary source of capital, well, money. Okay. Module 6. Module 5 was really short. Module 6 is quite a bit longer. We have 3 pages, full pages of key terms. Key terms for Module 6 start with autocratic leaders, directive leaders who prefer to make decisions and solve problems on their own with very little input from subordinates, coercive power, power that is derived from an individual's ability to threaten negative outcomes, conceptual skills, a manager's ability to view the organization as a whole, understand the various parts are independent, and assess how the organization relates to its external environment. Consensual leaders. Leaders who encourage decision about issues and then require that all parties involved agree to the final decision. Consultative leaders. Leaders who confer with subordinates before making a decision, but who retain the final decision-making authority. Contingency plan. Plans that identify alternative courses of action for very unusual or crisis situations. Typically stipulate the chain of command, standard operating procedures, and communication channels the organization will use during an emergency. Controlling. The process of assessing the organization's progress toward accomplishing its goals, including monitoring the implementation of a plan and correcting deviations from the plan. Corporate culture. The set of attitudes, values, and standards that distinguish one organization from another. Decisional roles. A manager's activities as an entrepreneur, resource allocator, conflict resolver, and negotiator. Democratic leaders. Leaders who solicit input from all members of the group and then allow the members to make the final decision through a vote. Effectiveness. The ability to produce the desired result or good. Efficiency. Using the least amount of resources to accomplish the organization's goals. Empowerment. The process of giving employees increased autonomy and discretion to make decisions, as well as control over the resources needed to implement those decisions. Expert power. Power that is derived from an individual's extensive knowledge in one or more areas. Free rein leadership, also known as laissez-faire. A leadership style in which the leader turns over all authority and control to subordinates. Global management skills. A manager's ability to operate in a diverse cultural environment. Human relation skills. A manager's interpersonal skills that are used to accomplish goals through the use of human resources. Informational roles. A manager's activity as an information gatherer, an information disseminator, or a spokesperson for the company. Interpersonal roles. A manager's activities as a figurehead, company leader, or liaison. Leadership. The process of guiding and motivating others toward achievement of organizational goals. Leadership style. The relatively consistent way the individual in a leadership position attempts to influence the behavior of others. Legitimate power. Power that is derived from an individual's position in an organization. Management. The process of guiding the development, maintenance, and allocation of resources to attain organizational goals. Middle management. Managers who design and carry out tactical plans in a specific area of the company. Mission. An organization's purpose and reason for existing, its long-term goals. Mission is its long-term goals. Mission statement. A formal document that states an organization's purpose and reason for existing and describes its basic philosophy. Non-programmed decisions. Responses to infrequent, unforeseen, and very unusual problems and opportunities where manager does not have a precedent to follow in decision making. Operational planning. The process of creating specific standards, methods, policies, and procedures that are used in specific functional areas of the organization helps guide and control the implementation of tactical plans. Organizing. The process of coordinating and allocating a firm's resources in order to carry out its plans. Participative leaders. Leaders who share in decision making with the group members and encourage discussion of issues and alternatives. Includes democratic, consensual, consultative styles. Planning. The process of deciding what needs to be done to achieve organizational objectives, identifying when and how it will be done, and determining who should do it. Power. The ability to influence others to behave in a particular way. Programmed decisions. Decisions made in a response to frequently occurring routine situations. Referent power. Power that is derived from an individual's personal charisma and the respect and or admiration of the individual inspires. Reward power. The power that is derived from an individual's control over rewards. Situational leadership. Selecting a leadership style based on the maturity and competency level of those who will complete the task. Strategic planning. The process of creating long range, 1 to 5 years, broad goals for the organization and determining what resources will be needed to accomplish those goals. Supervisory first line management. Managers who design and carry out operation plans for the ongoing daily activities of the firm. Tactical planning. The process of beginning to implement a strategic plan by addressing issues and coordination and allocating resources to different parts of the organization. Has a shorter time frame, less than 1 year, and more specific objectives than strategic planning. Technical skills. A manager's specialized area of knowledge and expertise, as well as the ability to apply that knowledge. Top management. The highest level of managers include CEOs, presidents, vice presidents who develop strategic plans. That was module 6. Usually I'll go back and I'll compare some of the key terms. in this particular module number 6, I need to write it down because doing that improv is not, it's not going to be effective. Okay, that was module 5 and 6, key terms for intro to business. Bye for now.